we go. So I'm going to introduce what's going on. I'm here with my partner, Ryan Plummer. I'm going to be broadcasting today's event. So this is your volume. If you want to turn it up, your mic also.
Okay.
So,
All right, cool. What's our cue for when we're live?
Hello, guys. We are here at Montgomery County Community College in the Health Science Center. Montgomery County Community College is going to be taking on the Bucks County Community College Centurions in a EPAC tournament. I wish it was a tournament, but it's not really a tournament. Season opener of the EPAC. I'm here with my man Ryan Plummer, and we're here to be discussing about today's game.
Yeah, and I really think it's going to be a good game today. Bucks is traditionally a pretty decent team, and your Mustangs this year are much improved from last year. It should be a very good game today. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it seems like Bucks County is going to be serving off with number 12, Courtney.
It's a good return here. Set goes number 4, 14 with a spike. Mustangs counter. Brianna Clemmer with a hit. Over number 12 goes to the Bucks sides. It's a free ball for the Mustangs right here. Here goes Miljana Vukslovic and a spike, and they get the first point of the game. The Mustangs open up with the first point.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. I mean, like you said, they much improved from last season. And could you just talk a little bit about how the improvement has come along from last season?
Yeah, so the Mustangs this year are returning a handful of players this year, but the recruitment process from head coach Rob Childs has really been great. If you can see out there on the bench, they've got a ton of players on their roster this year, which is something that not a lot of programs in this area can kind of do as Bucks hits a serve out.
Yeah, exactly. Went out of bounds, and Mustangs get the ball again, so it's 2-1 Mustangs.
Julia Kunek up to serve now. That's a great serve. Returned by number 12 on Bucks.
9 spikes it back.
Oh, no. Miss hit there, but the Mustangs managed to get it back over the net.
Oh, he just missed it. Number 5 had a piece
slight
of it.
Error from Sam Zornpa there.
Yeah, it just seems like maybe they just got to calm down and get it under control. Maybe just a lot of butterflies going on.
Yeah, it is the Mustang Spirit Night tonight, so I know a lot of these girls know it's a big game. They're probably a little nervous. It's a little bit bigger crowd than they're used to playing at. And you're probably going to see a couple of errors in the beginning of the game for this game. But,
we are in our first set here in the HSC, excuse me. It's actually a new facility that was just built a few years ago here at Montgomery County Community College.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. Finished up.
Can you talk about the progress of not just the women's volleyball team here at the college, but also the facilities of the athletics?
Yeah, so we have some of the best athletic facilities in the country at our level, for a community college level. You just don't see as nice a gym as this, as nice athletic center as you'll find here.
What a great hit over line.
Fantastic.
Again.
Sam Zornpa there.
Sam. She's on a roll right now.
Yeah, she's doing well.
And she's actually from
Greece. Yeah, she's one of 2 international students on the Mustang roster,
and the other
which is always great. Miljana Vukslovic, she is from Serbia, right.
Wow. Can you talk about how impactful that is, having international students play sports here at Monco?
Yeah, so it really just is more of just a diversity thing on the team. You get a lot of people with a lot of different experiences that have played, overseas. At a high school level, it's a lot different than how you play here. So it's always good to get that experience. And Sam and Miljana are the 2 international students. They're both starters for us. Miljana was an all-conference player last season, so you can really see the impact of how that how the international students impact the program.
That's really amazing. As you just saw, that Bucks had an error trying to get it over the net, and it seems like.
Light tap there. Another get by Sam Zornpa. She sends it back over the net, and a great bump right there
by Sam. This is amazing. And could you talk about just a little bit of the experience of some of the players coming back from last year?
Yeah, so I know Miljana Vukslovic was one of our players last season. Most of the players are actually new this season. Leah Tollett, who is the libero for this game, you'll see her coming in and out. She'll be in the red jersey as opposed to the gray jerseys for everyone else. Are some of the returners, and just having their leadership on the team is a big deal. Last season, we saw 1 returner for volleyball come back. This season, there are, I believe, 3. So
3 returners from last year.
Yeah, so
that's a lot of experience.
It's a big difference. Right and 2 of them are starters, and you're starting libero.
It just seems like they're snowballing. And there's a timeout by Bucks coach.
And they really needed to take that timeout there. The momentum was shifting in the Mustangs' favor.
9-3 right now. Monco's up. Allison Wilson, head coach of the Bucks, called a timeout. And we want to take this timeout to talk about St. Luke's Medicine. St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 100,000 athletes in the state of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. It provides the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. Whether you're a weekend warrior or an accomplished athlete, St. Luke's can help you reach your furthest potential or get you back in the game after an injury. It's what we call extraordinary care in motion. So thank you very much, St. Luke's Medicine, Sports Medicine, for being in partnership with Montgomery County Community College. So we're back on the floor with just a few more minutes. 9-3, Monco is up right now and serving.
Timeout ends a bit early, so they're going to start play now. Brianna Clemmer is going to be the server for the Mustangs.
What a great serve.
That's a deep serve. The Centurions managed to get the ball. And a great hit. A bit of a blocking error there by Maria Catalise.
Yes.
But now Bucks will be back on serve.
And it seems that all it takes sometimes is a timeout to get either slow momentum down or to speed it up.
Yeah, volleyball is one of those sports where it's so momentum-based that a simple timeout could shift momentum. And it seems like that first point, and now it looks like the second point as well, going Bucks' way. So the timeout definitely worked there.
Yeah, it does. 5-9. Monco is still up right now, serving the ball. It's number 14 for Bucks.
Jacqueline Schaefer.
Schaefer.
It's a low serve.
Nice.
Mustangs managed to recover, and then it's a free ball over to the Bucks side. A nice set there, and a hit. It seems like there's some type of miscommunication there by the Centurions.
How to get it over.
Nonetheless, Maria Catalise with a spike. Another short spike by the Centurions gives them a third point in a row after that timeout.
I'm trying to tell you, that's timeouts really make a difference, especially here in volleyball.
Absolutely.
What do you think the Mustangs need to do in this game to keep the momentum on their side?
Well, I think the Mustangs roster is so talented this year. What they really have to do is minimize their mistakes. We've seen a lot of the points that they've lost come off of errors from the Mustangs, and that just can't happen in a game like this. If they play their potential.
Maria,
number 7, Maria Catalise, the great spike, comes off of the Bucks Centurions block to give the Mustangs a point. Finally break that momentum that we were seeing from the Centurions.
Because it seemed that the Bucks had the momentum, and as soon as that makes that error,
errors kill your momentum for sure.
That's right.
Sam Zorpa up to serve now for the Mustangs. Another deep serve. Bucks gets it over.
And
it's an error.
Maria tries to block it.
It's a blocking error by the Mustangs again.
When it comes to blocking a kill or a spike, as some might call it, how important is it to get a right position in order to get the defensive?
Positioning is everything in volleyball. If you're not in the right position in volleyball, you're going to lose the point. I mean, that's just how it is. And blocking and that middle hitter kind of position is, that's just the same for any position in volleyball.
What a great serve. Maria with the spike, and they get it back. Somehow it seems that Bucks has a way of defense, but they just can't seem to get that click over.
That was a great hit by Julia Kunik.
That was great.
Right in the corner of the court.
It was right on the line.
Absolutely. Perfect placement.
And you were talking about position and placement. When it comes to this EPAC game here at the college, what do you think this win is going to mean for Mustangs' position going forward?
It's a huge deal. Bucks is one of the better teams in the conference this year, and the Mustangs are really looking to make a run deep, not only in the conference playoffs, but in the regional playoffs. As we see a great hit from Miljana Vukoslavovic across the court. Yeah.
That's a very hard spike to
difficult,
do.
Very difficult. Yeah, but no, this win would mean a lot. It would give the Mustangs a great conference positioning, and would really put them in place to be the second best team in the conference, behind only Harrisburg.
I heard that Harrisburg is very difficult, especially in this region.
There's a net error there by the Centurions. One of the Centurions players is either out of position or touched to the net, so that goes to the Mustangs.
Mustangs are up 13-7. So all they need, what do you think they need to do to keep this streak going on?
In terms of points, just same thing that we've been saying: minimize errors. Similar to tennis in that way, if you can just play defensively, I think, and just force the other team to make a mistake, I think the Mustangs will be able to win this match. A great spike there by Katriki Lennon gives the Bucks another point, and they are right back in the match at 13-8, only down 5. Lennon now will go to serve for the Centurions. But I know we were talking about Harrisburg earlier.
Yeah.
Harrisburg is the premier team right now in the EPAC. They're undefeated in conference. They are last year's region and conference winner.
Wow.
So the Mustangs are really looking to make a run at Harrisburg, and they need to win this match in order to do that.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they have Harrisburg in their schedule later in
Yeah, so the
season.
Mustangs actually already played Harrisburg in the first game of the season.
And
really tough game for the Mustangs. You could tell that they were making a lot of mistakes. They were a little nervous about that game. And so they ended up losing 3-0. One set close, 25-20. The others were not as close. But that is the team to beat, and the Mustangs, after talking to them, they're confident that they can make it happen.
Nice.
And you see a long hit from Ilyana Slavovic there.
And that position, I think, is very important because they have Harrisburg in a few weeks. Actually, they play them on the 21st in Harrisburg,
right?
Which is going to be very difficult to win at Harrisburg.
Absolutely.
But I think seeing the Mustangs' momentum and the fact that they have the leadership coming back from last year, I think it's going to be a pretty decent game.
Great spike by Miljana Vukaslovic right in the corner.
It just seems that
match keeps going back and forth.
It does, man. And that's the good thing about volleyball. Like you said, the momentum could swing either way. But once you start the ball rolling, it's like a snowball.
Absolutely, and that definitely applies to your schedule as well. You saw the Mustangs lose that game, and then actually Bucks on that same day in the tri-match was their opponent for the second game. They won that game, and they haven't lost since. So you can really see how that momentum factors into their volleyball schedule.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting. What a great return. And there she is again.
A great get right there by Shriki Lennon, but it's just not enough for the Bucks Centurions.
Sam and Miliana seem to be working on both sides.
Yeah, they're a great core right there. Fantastic leadership and fantastic talent. Julia Kunek serving now. The service winner right there. Kunek is one of those new players that you can tell she's played before. She's got a lot of volleyball experience. Really just made a difference for the team. They have her playing, they move her around, but they actually have her playing the setter position a lot, which is so important for, as we see another positioning area on the Bucks.
How important is that, especially when you're setting up for someone else? How important is it not to hold on to the ball?
As in, like, when you're trying to set the ball?
Yes.
Yeah, so it depends on the officiating, really. Some refs will be very strict on whether or not they call a two-hand pass or a one-hand pass or a double hit, I guess they call it. And some refs won't. So it really depends on the officiating, but you always want to make sure you're using proper technique. That's going to give you a better shot as you do that. And you can see Julia Kunek there as she sets up the Mustangs hitter. It's a very important position. The ball always goes through Julia Kunek, you'll see. They want her to give that perfect set to either Miljana Vukaslovic or Sam Zorpa, whoever it is.
Looks very, very nice. And I'm sure that she's able to get them and set them up and get them in a position where they're able to get a point for them.
Right. Here you see her just tossing the ball over. The ball was not in the right position, so she just sent it over. Miljana Vukaslovic with the dig there. And now the hit for her. A great hit, but Bucks manages to get the ball. And they just chuck a free ball over, but it goes out of bounds. An error for Bucks County.
And I was talking to the coach earlier before the game, and he seemed very confident about the players and very calm, and he said that they're very excited to be playing. How important is it to maintain coolness and be calm, especially in a game like this?
Rob is a great coach, Coach Rob Childs for the Mustangs. He's a very calm and cool and collected person in general. So for him, it translates really well, and it definitely keeps the girls calm, focused. He doesn't put a lot of pressure on them. As we see the error from the Mustangs coming out. We actually see the Mustangs pulling away a little bit late in this set. 7-point lead now.
5 more points, and we're going to the next set. And Bucks are getting ready to serve it over. Just barely over the net.
Good get. Julia Kunek again sends it over. And you'll see from Kunek, she doesn't typically hit the ball. She wants to set the ball, so when it comes to her, she can sometimes struggle with that. They really want to do exactly what they did right there, which is have Julia Kunek set Miljana Vukaslovic up. And a great spike right there you see from her, giving them the point.
I think it's really, really, really important. Now there's some kind of confusion of who's going to be serving, but we found out that
Sam Zornpa,
Sam
yeah.
Ashes,
They
took a few
figured that
minutes
out.
for them to figure out who's serving, and she serves it over. Great serve, just a nighttime. Good set from Bucks County, and number 12 hits it over.
And Brianna Clemmer with the dig. Julie Kunich with
Nice.
a nice little short pass over.
Top. Nice.
Kunick's a pretty sneaky player. Sometimes instead of
Good spike.
great point for the Mustangs, instead of just setting up the opposing or setting up Ivana Vukasilovic or one of her other players, sometimes she'll kind of fake that she's going to set it up and then send it over the net. You can see that mess with a lot of teams sometimes. Bucks was able to figure it out there, but the Mustangs still got the point. A miss hit there by the Bucks gives the Mustangs a great get. Ooh, a bad error there by
number 9.
Katriki Lennon there. You know, Lennon's been playing really well for the Centurions. I think that's a pretty rare error there for her.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Zornpa up to serve with 2 points now before the set is over.
Yeah. Mustangs serve it over. Bucks County gets it back.
Ooh. Oh, and a great hit there by the Centurions.
Like it might have been going out of bounds, but
yeah. It would have been close, but it's a tough call to make when you're right at the net like that.
True. Yeah. Especially when you're on the floor.
Absolutely.
You got to make your own judgment. But I'm sure that they could probably give up that point.
And there's an error from the Centurions, a serving error, and we are at set point right now for the Mustangs.
24-14 Mustangs.
What looked like a back and forth set really turned into a snowball for the Mustangs.
Yes, it did. And we'll see after this serve whether or not we're going to go into the next set.
Deep serve by Maria Cotalese. Centurions return it, but they can't get a good return. Sam Zornpa with a great get, but an error from the Centurions gives the Mustangs a set. Your Mustangs are up 1-0.
Mustangs going to be falling by, switching sides. Quick announcement. St. Luke's Sports Medicine, is the largest sports medicine provider in the region, covering 100,000 athletes in the state of Pennsylvania and New Jersey, providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's Athletic Training. They provide orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. Whether you're a weekend warrior or an accomplished athlete, St. Luke's can help you reach your fullest potential or get you back in the game after an injury. It's what we call extraordinary care in motion. Yeah,
and let's talk about St. Luke's a bit. Montgomery County Community College does have a partnership with St. Luke's. We now have a full-time trainer through St. Luke's. Josh Walters is our trainer. You'll see him sometimes on the bench with the Mustangs. Does a great job. I really can't say enough about how great St. Luke's has been for the college. I really hope that people consider using them in the future.
And I think that they have a very great program, especially for the athletes here at Monco. I know that they do physicals for students for about $20.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can definitely find out by going on their website, stlukes.com. I know they have several different locations where you can go and get your physical. All you have to do is show your student ID if you're a Monco student, and you can get your physical just for under $40, $30.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a great program there.
And that's great. I mean, so speaking about the volleyball team, we were talking earlier about the progress, having a lot of students coming back. How important do you think is it to have
the crowd getting into it here?
Getting into it.
Fantastic. So, I love when the crowd gets into the game.
I think it's great, man. I was saying, like, the experience from last year's team to this year's team. What do you think it is? What do you think that's changing? That's going on into the huddle here?
So last year, was head coach Rob Child's first year. Anytime you're taking over a program like this, it's really important to set a good culture, and he's really cultivated that culture this year, and you're really starting to see the fruits of the 5-game winning streak so far this season. And just having those returning players really reinforces his coaching style. I think he's got a great team with him, and I can't say enough about how well he's done with that program.
Wow. And that's just amazing. The progress of not only a volleyball team, but athletics here at Monco it just seems like every year it just seems like it's getting better and better and better.
Yeah, so there was an athletic director change as well ago. Changed the way the program looked in general. I mean, you can even see against the gym wall the Mustangs logo, and really that rebranding process, creating that culture. She's been a huge part of that as well. And you're seeing it now this season with a lot of these athletic teams. I mean, we have 7 athletic teams here, and I believe 5 of them made it to regional playoffs, which you have to be above 500 to 500 or above to make.
Yeah, that is absolutely
is a big deal. Refs now just checking the lineups of each team, making sure that everyone is in the right position, making sure the server is correct, and then we'll head into set 2.
This is just absolutely amazing. It's so glad to even see the new facility here at the college. If I didn't say it before, we're in the Health Sciences Center at the central campus of Montgomery County Community College. And this whole facility has just made a change within the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
This used to be the PE building. They called it, obviously, physical education building. And now they changed it into the HSC, where they have a lot of healthcare students take a lot of their classes here.
State-of-the-art nursing center.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And they have a partnership with the Y for the workout gym. And
an ace by Miljana Vukaslovovic. She leads the Mustangs in aces, and you can see why on that serve. She actually last season went through a bit of a serving change. She had a different form on her serve. Head coach Rob Childs did not think that the serve was aggressive enough, and right there you see a service winner off of just great ball positioning. Fantastic placement there. But she actually had a different technique on her serve. Head coach Rob Childs thought it wasn't aggressive enough, so she began that change last season, and you can really see how well developed her serve is now. She wins 3 points in a row right off of that serve.
On the second set.
Yeah.
And this looks like another snowball might be forming here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, there's definitely that Monco momentum right now for the Mustangs. Another great serve by Vukaslovovic, and a great get by the Centurions. They somehow get that back. Incredible get, but there's a great setup by the Mustangs. Sam Zornpa gets the point.
Right on the line. Placement is very important when it comes to volleyball, and it just seems like the Mustangs are putting the ball in the right place.
Yeah, and I do think the Mustangs have a bit more of a more talented team in terms of other put the ball. Can be very tough to deal with, but Bucks has been doing a fairly good job recently. But
what great defense by the Mustangs, and there it is right back again.
Centurions get the set up, and it's a deep ball to Maria Catalise. Julia Kunek with the set. Oh, she fakes the set.
And that's what we were talking about
earlier.
So
we were talking about that earlier.
It's like playing basketball with a no-look pass. You think
absolutely
the ball's going one way and then it goes the other way.
Absolutely. Right there. Look, now the Mustangs are up 5-0.
5-0.
5 points in a row, and it seems like there's no stopping them.
Centurions get back the ball.
A great hit by the Centurions, but another great get by Vukaslovovic. Brianna Klemmer now with the hit.
Okay.
And the Centurions positioning on their hit. Julia Kunik with a set to Sam Zornpa here. And it seems like the Mustangs are on the offense. They're attacking the Centurions right now. The Centurions are just playing a bit of deep. Yes. This has been a great so Catalise. Sam Zornpa, another great get. Unbelievable point by the Mustangs right there. I mean, you saw unbelievable defense. Yeah.
And it seems that the
Vukaslovovic is still on.
She is. Yeah. 0 right now for the Mustangs.
Don't want Vukaslovovic to serve many points in a row at all, but just barely catches the line at the end there.
Somehow roll that back for the replay. We can see if that might have hit the line.
It was very close, but I do think it was in. I do think it was in.
Yes, the ref knows it best because he's right there in the action.
Finally, they're able to stop the Mustang momentum at 6-1 here.
Number 12 for the Centurions.
Vukaslovovic with the dig. Kunek out to Sam Zornpa. She hits into the middle of the court. Centurions are not able to get a good hit again, and again another error. It just seems like to me the Mustangs are constantly on the attack and the Centurions are constantly on the defense.
And I think that's what the method's going to have to be for the Mustangs. They have to show not only to the Centurions.
Great serve by Julia Kunek there.
That the Mustang they're not something to be played with.
Yes.
They are reaching for their reaching spot.
Absolutely.
And they're coming for Harrisburg, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what a serve, just hitting the net over.
What an interesting shot by Maria Catalise there. Good dig by Vukaslovovic over to Sam Zornpa. Another hit in the middle of the court. Centurions are able to get it, but another not great spike for the Centurions.
And the Mustangs somehow get it over, and this volley seems to be going back.
Hit outside. Now that was a good spike, but Vukaslovovic is not to be messed with in the back line there. A great hit by Sam Zornpa. Another free ball for the Mustangs.
It goes.
Julia Kunek out to Miljana Vukaslovovic.
Hits the line.
And there's another point for the Mustangs.
It just seemed like for a moment there we were playing ring around the rosy.
Yeah.
Ping pong. We're
Absolutely.
going back and forth. And
neither team really wanted that point until
right.
the end, it seemed like.
how could you explain how important it is when it comes to wanting a win more than the other team?
Oh, it's so important in every sport.
Man.
The Mustangs, you can really see they're coming out aggressive in the second set. They want to win, and that aggressive style, because they have the talent that they do, is really helping them get to a 10-1 lead here.
That's right.
The ball goes up for the Centurions. Hit there, Julia Kunek saves it. And now she gets the hit. And right in the corner, they called it out. It was very close ball. Almost a perfect
a little
positioning.
Confusion by the refs, because one said it was out, and then the other said it was in.
Yeah, I believe it's the line judge closest to us. I believe it's his call, so he gets to make that. And what they're doing there is that the line judge on the far side is judging whether it was in from the back line or not, whereas the line judge here on this side is judging whether it was in or out from the line closest to us. And a good serve there.
Another good serve by number 4 of the Centurions, Maria Geeky.
Yeah, it seems like the Mustangs were a little bit out of position there.
And it seems like
for the return.
So they may have to stop the play. All right, seems like there was just a ball on the court there. Number 4 for Centurions serves it.
They're going to with another fake set.
Good defense by the Mustangs, and it gets over.
Another error out of bounds. Tough ball to get there.
Yeah.
Looks like the Mustangs just subbed in Erica Bruzek, who doesn't normally play for the Mustangs, and you can see Bucks immediately going straight at her.
Boy.
They put 2 serves right at her. That one was intended to go towards her, but there was an error on the serve.
Wow.
And really testing the Mustang strength at that position earlier.
Here we go.
Brianna Clemmer with a great deep serve. And the Centurions mishandle it, but they manage to get the ball back over. Vukaslovic with a dig. Maria Kotalius gets the ball over for the Mustangs. Vukaslovic again with the dig. Kunek over to Sam Zorpa. Another save by the Centurions. Marie Catalise with a little tap over. That was I don't think that was planned. Amazing. I think that was more of an improvisation right there.
Yeah. Sometimes the placement of the ball, you just gotta react with your body.
Yeah, absolutely, and she definitely did that there, and it worked out really well.
Mustangs serve the ball is now 12-5.
Great hit there by the Centurions. Goes over to Julia Kunek with the hit. Oh, she has been just right on that line tonight.
Right there, it's so close.
Sometimes it's perfect, and sometimes it's just an inch out of bounds.
Yeah, and sometimes maybe it's just about, like you were talking about, the position and the force of your hand.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to spiking the ball.
Yeah, well, I love the aggressiveness. I love that she has not backed down from that shot as Bucks gets a receiving error there. I love that she's going for that shot every time. It doesn't scare her that she's hit it out of bounds.
All right, and a timeout is called
by the
Bucks
Mustangs.
head coach. And what do you think Centurions need to do to stay into this game and go into extra sets?
Well, they're doing great right now. Just picking the right position and not having errors, forcing the Mustangs to be the ones to make the errors, as what's gotten them back. I mean, remember at one point it was 10-1, I believe. Mm-hmm. Now we're at 12-7. So they're really starting to quell the momentum. I think that's why head coach Rob Childs took the time out there, just to kind of slow the Centurions down, get his team back on the right page.
Yeah, I think getting back on the right page is a great idea, especially with the Mustangs, because of the progress they've made throughout the season. You know, even though they had a loss from Harrisburg, I feel as if coming back and having those 5 wins in a row, this could make it 6.
It's a big deal, and it does look like it's going to be 6 here if they keep up doing what they're doing. And Bucks is not a bad team. They're a good team. But the Mustangs have been crushing some good teams. We saw a 3-0 win against Ocean, who is another good team in the region, earlier in the season. Serve is up for Isabel Minschwaner. And mishandled by Vukaslovic there gives Bucks another point. So another error for the Mustangs. Yeah. All right, Minschwaner up to serve again.
And here she goes.
And there's another service error. It seems like, again, when the Bucks, as soon as they start to build that momentum, all of a sudden an error pops up, a service error, something easy that they shouldn't be doing.
When you're chewing gum and you blow that big bubble and then someone comes over and just pokes it with the
or you poke it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what we're seeing with the Centurions right here, yeah. Oh,
what
and a fake
defensive-
set there, but a great defense by the Mustangs.
Oh,
And the hit,
man.
comes off of the net. Unlucky
Hitting the
there
net.
for the Mustangs.
Yes,
Yeah.
13-9 Mustangs. And it seems that when she spiked it, maybe the reaction because it hit the net caused her to.
It was a really tough thing to judge, yeah, and she actually almost got it, Vukoslavovic there, but just not enough. Here she goes with a hit. Ooh, a nice little, just pops it over the top there, but the Centurions are able to get it. But another error for the Centurions. It's starting to become a theme.
Yeah, just making good hits and then having errors. What do you think they need to do to kind of maintain the control?
Take a deep breath. Are you talking about the Mustangs or the Centurions?
Centurions.
I think the Centurions need to take a deep breath. Realize that this is not over yet. It's volleyball, and you can come back at any point in time with the volleyball. There is no time limit.
What a spike. And almost a good defense, but
yes,
it went off the side of her hand.
Yeah, the blocking was just a little bit out of position, and in volleyball, that's all it takes for you to lose the point.
That's true. That's very true.
But yeah, they just need to take a deep breath, stabilize, realize it's not over yet. They've started the mountain comeback already, and just really try and keep up with the Mustangs. Be aggressive, I would say, as Centurions hit the net there, giving the Mustangs the point. Be aggressive, I think, is big. I think right now the Centurions.
Be aggressive, right?
Yes, yeah. I think they're trying to just stop the Mustang momentum instead of being aggressive themselves, which I think is important for them. You can see a lot of aggression from the Mustangs. They're constantly hitting. They're constantly on the attack, and you just don't see a lot of that out of the Centurions right now.
I think that is a great observation, and it seems that here we go another set.
And a great little, just right over the top of Vukoslavovic.
That was great.
Getting around the block there.
And I think that's very important because it seems like, another timeout by the Centurions. Coach Allison Wilson for Bucks calls a timeout. If you're Coach Allison, what are you telling your team right now?
I'd like what I said. I think you just take a deep breath. It's not over. I know the pressure seems to be on the Centurions, but try to take that pressure off in the huddle there. Just let them know, you got to keep being aggressive. You can't let up. You can't give up. And just keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they had mounted a bit of a comeback for a little bit. I think once that pressure kind of comes off them, you'll see a lot less errors from them.
Wow. I think that's very, very important. It seems like the crowd was kind of getting into it a little bit.
Yeah, crowd chanting. I love it.
It's
Mustang
really cool.
Spirit Night, so free rally towels and foam fingers. You can see the crowd out there with those.
You can see that.
I'd love to draw attention right now, though, to if you look on the court, the gold shoelaces for the Mustangs. September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. And the Mustangs, for their fall sports, and in September, are partnering with an organization called Go for the Goal, an organization that fights against pediatric cancer. So you can see these gold shoelaces at all of our home games this season.
Those,
yeah, they'll be wearing them for September, for the month of September.
September. Fantastic. That is truly amazing, the fact that Marco
another fake set by Kunek right in the perfect spot.
Kunek is just always in the right position.
She's a very smart and very sneaky player, for sure.
And as I was saying, for the sneakers, the pediatric cancer, when it comes to partnershiping with organizations outside of your community, how important do you think that is when it comes to the athletic department?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
I was saying the partnership that you were talking about, reason why they're using the laces on the shoes, how important do you think that is to be partnershiping with companies like that?
It's so important. Just helping these students realize that they're a part of something bigger than themselves alone is a great thing. And obviously, we're helping the fight against pediatric cancer, which is so important nowadays. I really do feel like we're coming closer and closer to the cure to cancer. And so anything that we can do to help with a great spike by Vukoslavovic again.
Excuse me, Millie, I keep getting these names confused.
Yeah, it's understandable.
In their names
some of them are pretty difficult. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah,
I've been practicing Vukoslavovic for a year and a half now, so yeah, I don't blame you.
Oh, and a serving error by Maria. It seems that if the Mustangs are up now, 21-10.
Yeah, they pulled away. They've pulled away late. Centurion's really struggling now.
And it seems that the Mustangs have a thing when it comes to getting to an edge and start to pull away.
And it looks like Clemmer just touched that ball. It probably would have gone out. A mistake there, but another point for the Centurions.
All right, a
sub coming in.
Number 10 for the Mustangs have Megan Stoller. Came in for number 9, Brianna Clemmer.
So get ready for the Centurions to go right at Stoller here. They tried to, they couldn't quite get it. Here goes Kunek with a set. Vukoslavovic gets blocked, but the Mustangs can recover. And Kunek attempts to block. Oh, and another. Some more miscommunication with the Mustangs. You could see they weren't really expecting that redirection.
Out of bounds. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really important, especially when it comes to volleyball communication. What do you think the Mustangs need to do to keep the communication up and to win this game?
You just got. I mean, just do it really, and it helps when you have sophomore leadership like Vukoslavovic and even freshman leadership like Kunek. People who really understand the game. It's a lot easier to communicate for them. So that really is big. Just having your sophomores step up and communicate for the Mustangs there. Now he loved so and that also contributes to the communication errors. You got some people who don't know as much necessarily right now as some of these other players.
Yeah, that's very true. What a return by the Mustangs. Number 14.
And a miss hit there. I believe it's Erica Bruzek, I believe, 14.
14, yes, Erica Bruzek.
Yeah, she's one of the backups, and she's holding her own, but there have been some errors coming out from that side of the court.
So how important do you think it is to get this experience in these kind of games?
Well, it's awesome when you have such a large roster size and as much talent as you do. When we're beating teams 21-10, you can get more experience for your backups and really grow them into players so that next year they know a lot more than what we're doing. We see a lot of athletes come in as freshmen, maybe don't know as much as some of these other players, and then they stay a year, they learn, and they become starters themselves, and then they start to build that skill set and really become key parts of the Mustang teams.
Yeah, and it seemed like there was just a little bit of miscommunication there off the serve from the Centurions, and it seems like we might have...
Going over the table now, I think they're confirming that it's the correct server, and it is. So Katriki Lennon, we've said her name quite a bit tonight.
She's been making some really good highlights.
Very consistent for the Centurions, absolutely. Maria Catalise. Strike for the Buck Centurions. Kunek just gets it over. Centurions recover, send it over themselves, and blocking error there by Kunek gives the Centurions the point. Points ahead, 22-16. It'd be very difficult for the Centurions to come back in this.
No more to serve. Right.
Kunek over to Vukoslavovic, who gets blocked, but the Mustangs recover. Net. A rare error there from Vukoslavovic.
Tied the height of the ball, and her hand might have been...
Yeah, she couldn't quite find the right spot, yeah. Kunek out to Vukoslavovic again. You'll be hearing that a lot tonight. Bucks gets it. And I just don't think the Mustangs ever really got the perfect set there.
And it's another timeout by Coach.
Another timeout by Rob Childs.
Yeah, it seems that Rob is noticing a lot of errors going on. I think he's trying to calm them down. So what would you tell your team if you're a coach right now?
Just, again, keep staying aggressive. I would say, try to communicate better. We've seen a lot of communication errors, and just make sure that you're in the right position. He's got a little bit less experienced roster out there right now with 2 backups. So I'll be interested to see if he sends his starters back in now. I don't think he will, just because they're only 2 points away, but as that margin starts getting closer and closer, and all kinds of stuff like that. He'll always be coaching down to the last second, which is a great quality, I think, to have in a coach.
Yeah, I think that's very great.
All right, we see the teams break the huddle. They're heading out now. The timeout will end early. Now Miljana Vukoslavovic up to serve again. Again, we've seen the Mustangs win a lot of the points off the back of Vukoslavovic's serve.
And here she goes with a
great positioning, great serve, and right at the table.
Yeah, man. I'm sure those guys were kind of ready for the ball coming their way.
Yeah, right.
So now they have set match, ready to go.
Set point, yep.
Set point.
Yeah, you're good. No problem.
Man. Sometimes you always get things confused or
It's
wrong.
been a long day, yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, what a great serve.
Good serve, but the Centurions are able to get this one and put a great shot, perfect positioning right over the Mustang block, and take the point. They're going to have to be perfect here, though. They can't lose a single point until they get to 24. Serve goes over, goes to Sam Zornpa. Julie Kunik sets it back to her, and it's blocked. Kunik, and it's and another miscommunication there. It's interesting to see from the Mustangs. You don't see that very often.
You don't.
It's been a couple string of points now where they just haven't been on the same page with each other.
I see that communication error has been very important.
Error again for the Mustangs. That gives Bucks the points. It's now 24-20. Centurions have made a comeback. Yeah.
They're somehow chipping away at this this deficit.
It's going to be really tough, though. Again, they have to be perfect. They cannot have an error. Gives out to Sam Zornpa. Sam Zornpa just picks a position and puts it there. Vukaslovic to Kunik to Zornpa. Another great position ball. And it's a free ball for the Mustangs now. Vukaslovic with the dig. Kunik out to Zornpa again. And another great, perfect positioning. Great spot.
25-20.
25-20.
I was on the edge of my feet there for a moment.
Yeah, absolutely. The Centurions certainly made the comeback.
Yeah, they did. I think they did their best, but I think the errors were continuing to get them farther away.
Yeah, and they actually looked a lot better than the first set. First set, there were a lot more errors. They did clean it up, but the beginning of the second set really is what sealed it for them.
That's true. That's a really great point. And this game is a spirit night here at Monco. Could you talk about just a little bit about what's going on in the crowd right now?
Yeah, so Spirit Night, we're giving a ton of giveaways out. It's a highly advertised game. Obviously, with Bucks being the next county over, you want to beat them. It's a big game. All of our athletic teams today played Bucks in various events, so really just trying to bring out the crowd and show some Mustang spirit. And we've got a pretty good crowd here.
Yeah,
looks like probably about 30 to 40, which is a good crowd size for our volleyball games typically.
Yeah, I think it's very important, especially when it comes to, like you said, the laces earlier, or partnershiping with organizations.
Right.
And, Monco is also partnershiping with St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
Right.
They're the top sports medicine provider in the state of Pennsylvania, really, in New Jersey. They cover over 100,000 athletes. St. Luke's can help you reach your fullest potential and get you back in the game after an injury. It's what they call an extraordinary care in motion. So make sure you go check out St. Luke's Sports Medicine, stlukes.com or stlukessportsmedicine.com, and they would definitely get you back on your feet after a great injury.
Yeah, we saw both the men's and women's soccer teams take on Bucks today. Men struggled. Women also lost, but a 4-2 loss against Bucks, one of the best women's soccer teams in the conference, is no laughing matter. Even putting up 2 goals against a team like that is a very solid effort.
Yeah, that's
men ended up losing 3-0. 3 quick goals early on, and then they stifled the Centurion attack. So we really need the volleyball team tonight to come up and get a win. Finally stop Bucks from taking us, from sweeping us today.
Yeah, man. So could you just talk a little bit about that Monco momentum you were talking about earlier, and how important is that, and how contagious is that could be?
Oh, well, if you search hashtag Monco Momentum on any of your social media sites, you'll see a lot of posts from Mustang students and Mustang organizations. And really we're talking about Mustang momentum everywhere. We're talking about it on the court. We're talking about it off the court, using your Mustang momentum to go get a degree. So it is very contagious. So we encourage everyone that's watching the stream, tweet it out, put it on Instagram, hashtag Monco Momentum, so you can connect with all of our Mustangs around the country, really.
That's right. Yeah, man. And definitely not just around the country, but around the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a few students here at the college who've gone on to 4-year schools, and now they're doing internships in Europe.
Absolutely.
As a student here, I'm also looking to do an internship over in Tokyo, Japan next
summer.
Wow,
so that's awesome.
A lot of things are happening, especially here at Monco, that people can get involved in as a student and as a volunteer, and staff, and faculty.
Absolutely. Athletic department is always looking for student workers. So if that's something you're interested in, then please check out our website at mustangsathletics.com. You can find the student worker application there. We'd love to have you come work for us.
Yeah, so it seems like the Mustangs are up 2-0. This could be the last set if the Mustangs could hang on.
Yeah, and I think they will, based on what we've seen, but you never know. We're seeing a different lineup again from the Mustangs. Starting as we look against possibly for the Mustangs.
I don't like some tears. Not sure.
Okay.
I don't have my glasses on
Right.
right
Yeah.
now.
Well, we see
Blind as a bat.
Kiki Ellen, believe for the first time tonight. Julia Kunik hits it over. Centurions get it back. Maria Kalis with a great dig. Julia Kunik over to Miljana Vukaslovovic, who gets it over, and a great position. See, right there, that was a busted play for the Mustangs. It was really just a free ball, but Vukaslovovic just picked the perfect position to put it, and it shows why that pays off. Centurions weren't able to corral the ball there, and it gave the Mustangs the point.
And it seems like the coach was talking to number 10, Megan Stoller, who's on the bench right now, and it seems like she's might be shedding some tears there.
Interesting,
I wonder
okay.
what might be going on. Maybe it could be an injury or
could be an injury.
Something that could be something that put her on the bench
Right
now.
Yeah, I was just interested in that because you know, Coach Childs has been subbing out a lot of his starters. Always for them. So he might just be trying to get experience for the play. Right now, up 2-0. Yeah.
2-0 Mustangs, and it seems like this consistently has been going on where Mustangs go up 10 or 9-0, 9-1, and Mustangs seem to be hitting the ball back and forth and volleying back and forth with the Centurions, and we'll see what is going to expire.
Lucas with a great dig there. Kiki Raphael with her first hit of the night. That goes over to Sam Zornpa. She's now getting the spike, and right off of the Centurion block. Great positioning again. It looks like the block was a bit early there. She was able to put the ball where she wanted
it.
it.
Right now, Sam has more than 5 kills right now.
Oh, wow.
Under her belt, under the game, and it just seems like the Mako momentum is continuing.
Yeah, absolutely. Kiki Raphael, number 6 right here, closest to your screen, you'll see. She's a player that I think could really do a lot for the Mustangs in the future as some of these sophomores move on. We see another error from the Mustangs. I know she has started in the past, and Coach Rob Childs talks highly of her. We can see her really getting some playing time in the future as well.
The Centurions just got that point. It's 3-1 Mustangs. Centurions are serving the ball to the Mustangs.
Kunik over to Raphael. Can't get a good hit on it, so just sends it over. There goes the Centurions back over the Mustangs. Ooh, and a great hit by the Centurions right at Sam Zornpa. She was not ready for that one.
Jasmine Mswani. And a timeout is called by the Mustangs.
Yes. Rob Childs wanting to distance, but early. Not letting them get carried away and overtake the lead. I think it's smart, but get off to a good start in the set for sure.
Especially this.
Yes.
That could put you over and win.
Yep. Sure.
I think this is going to be a very good timeout for Rob to talk to their team, his team, to kind of really calm down and relax and just have a good time.
Yeah.
Being on the floor.
Yeah, and that's something that they preach. You can hear them cheering all the time, chanting, doing all that. They love to have fun, and it's when you have that kind of talent, you can have fun.
No, seriously, yeah. It just seems like it. So.
Timeout ends early, and the Centurions up to serve. Marina Gika is your server. And it's serve for the month.
Here we go, serving number 18, Julia. She hits it over.
Oh, and a perfect serve. Great
positioning.
positioning. Sometimes you'll see serves that have so much spin and so much heat on them that they'll win them the point. And then you'll see serves like that are just in the exact spot you want them to be at. There's nothing the Centurions could do on that point. Another serve by Kunik. They get it over and into the net. Looks like a little bit of maybe a frustration there. But
Mustangs are up 2.
Kunik up to serve again. Sends the ball over. And the hit goes long for the Centurions. Another point for the Mustangs.
Yeah. Here you go. That Mustang momentum, or Mako momentum.
Right.
It's starting to. Oh, and another timeout by Allison Wilson, coach for the Bucks, for the Centurions.
And these coaches are playing chess right now.
Yes.
They're trying to get into the other team's head,
Yep.
making moves, positioning moves, all kinds of stuff. you can tell both teams really want to get off to a great start. Mustangs have succeeded in that. Centurions are still working on it.
Yes, and it seems like the coach is kind of telling them to, all right, guys, you got to focus, you got to maintain third set, and it's kind of getting things together. And it seems like the Mustangs are just kind of in a very cool, they're having fun and they're laughing.
Yeah, and it's very easy to have fun when you're up 2-0 and you're in the game-winning set. They don't really have the pressure's all on the Buck Centurions now to make a play.
So when it comes to having that kind of pressure on you, what do you think you need to do in order to get that pressure and put it on someone else?
Well, the first thing is to start putting some points together. If the Centurions come back and win this third set, then the pressure's back on the Mustangs. You want to quell that momentum. And if you can't do that, then you'll see Buck start to win some more points. So that's why the timeout there is very important to help with that. Another serve by Kunik over the net. Vukaslovic on another miscommunication there. Interesting. You see, a good thing about getting players a lot of experience is that you can help them grow their skills, help them learn a lot more. But the bad thing is sometimes you have those communication errors. And that's all part of the process, of course.
Oh, almost a really close one, but a good return.
Vukaslovic, a great shot, a great get by the Centurions. And there you can see the communication paying off. Over the Centurions now, a hit there. A great get by the Mustangs. Goes over to Sam Zornpa. And Centurions struggle to get it, but they manage to get it back over the net. Vukaslovic gets the dig over to Kunik. There's Kiki Raphael with an error there.
And it seemed like she didn't have an effort to jump for the ball.
Yeah, I think she was just kind of out of position. She wasn't expecting the ball to go to that spot, and she tried to make an adjustment, but it was too late. Yeah. Here comes the serve over. Vukaslovic with the dig. Over to Kunik. There's Sam Zornpa. Another hit. And a badly placed ball by the Centurions, but they managed to get it over the net. Sam Zornpa again, but the set is just not in the right position there.
Not in the right position. The sets, as we were talking about earlier in the first set, about positioning and communication.
Yeah.
Do you think the Centurions will need that to continue on with their momentum?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think those are the two of the most important things in volleyball. And I just see Maria Catalise hit an error there.
Now the score is 7-6.
The Centurions are coming up for sure. Yeah, not just positioning of the ball, but also positioning of the players. They come out and they have a specific position that they want to be in, depending on their rotation. And you see a communication error there by the Centurions. As Triki Lennon goes down, looks like she's back up there. She's fine. But positioning is so key. They each have their different sets and formations that they want to be in, depending on where the rotation is. And if you're even, half a foot off, and that can cause you to lose the point. Kiki Raphael up to serve now. And there's a service error.
Seems like that's what's really killing them, is the service errors.
Yes, yeah. A couple of younger players struggling with that. We see Leah Tollett for the first time in the game. She's one of the sophomores for the Mustangs.
Yeah, she's a libero right now?
She's a libero, which means she just has more freedom of when she can switch in and switch out and where she can be on the court. I'm surprised to see her this late. Usually we see her as the Mustangs grab a point. We see her a lot earlier. Liberos, like I said, they give you a lot more flexibility in your formation. Looks like Sam Zornpa up to serve. We've certainly said her name a lot today. One of the hitters for the Mustangs, and a great serve causes the Centurions error. Volleyball, similar to tennis,
it is, yes.
Is the serve is so important. If you can hit a good serve, you'll win the point more often than not. But a bad serve can cause you to lose a lot more matches than you should.
Nice.
Great hit by Vukaslovic. Centurions are managed to get it, and the ball goes over to Sam Zornpa, over to Julie Kunik, and then Vukaslovic to there. Just hits it in the right position. And it's a free ball for the Mustangs. Tollett with the hit over the net. A great get by the Mustangs again. Over to Vukaslovic, who hits a great shot in the corner and gives the Mustangs another point. 11-7 lead now for them.
Here we go, and it seems like they're starting to collect that momentum back up again.
Absolutely. You can just see how important that is, too, because just a little bit of momentum. As another service error for the Mustangs, yeah. Just a little bit of momentum can cause you to string a couple points together. And when you get out to a 7-8 point lead in volleyball, it's very difficult to come back. Yeah.
Centurions coming up to serve, number 3, Princess Snower. Hits it straight on, and the Mustangs, Millie hits it back, and it was just over the top with a hitting error. She said that she was pointing to her wrist, how she might have hit the ball a little too
in the
high.
wrong spot. Yeah, that's definitely what she's talking to the coach about. So that's something you just have to adjust to.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the Centurions with the serve, and Millie gets it back over again, and Centurions seem to kind of handle the ball a little more softly. And there it is again. What a great set.
Oh, and a great block by the Centurions, but Bukaslovich managed to get it, not quite enough. Yeah, and you really see how important the block can be there for the Centurions. Great reaction time by Vukaslovich, but just that block was enough to really carry them to that point. And that's all about positioning, being in the right spot, forcing the ball to go to some of your players looking to get the dig as well. And a great serve by the Centurions gives them another point. We're now tied up in this third set. Yeah.
So how do you think this set winning this set for both teams, how important do you think that would be?
It's huge for the Centurion. Well, obviously, Mustangs, if they win the match.
Right.
So that's really what you're talking about if you're head coach Rob Childs. But for the Centurions, winning this set means building momentum now. Now you win this set, you're one step closer to making a comeback on the Mustangs. That was a very crucial point, though, tied up, and the Mustangs managed to take it. Maria Catalise now back to serve for the Mustangs. And here comes the serve over the net. Serve in the middle of the court. A dig there by the Centurions gives the Mustangs a free ball, but they just can't handle it very well. So Kunik just decides to send it over. Another hit by the Centurions, and it looks like there was some type of positional error there for the Centurions, giving the Mustangs the point.
The Mustangs up 13-11 on the Centurions of Bucks County.
There's the serve. It's a deep serve to the far side of the court. Interesting pass back there from the Centurions. Vukaslovich eats the shot back over the Centurions side. And middle hitter attempts to hit the ball on a spike and just not able to.
Not really good position.
Yeah. Not at all, yeah. The set was a bit weird. Kind of forced their middle hitter there to come up and make a play, and she just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, yeah, the position, once they find the right position, they'll be able to get it over. And with the Mustangs with a great serve, hitting it back over
set is just a bit behind, but Talek can't quite handle it. Looks like it's going to be a free ball for the Centurions now. As they set it up, even then they can't quite put together a point. They can't quite put together a shot.
Now the Mustangs are at 15-11, and as we said earlier, it seems like the snowball might be forming.
Yeah, the Mustangs definitely have momentum. 4 straight points since the 11-11 tie. And there's an error. Very difficult to serve that many times in a row and not make an error. So
it just seems like it might have hit the side of her hand.
Yeah. It was definitely not in the right spot for that hit.
Bucks County
Katriki Lennon up again to serve. Another positional serve from her. Vukaslovich eats it up. And then makes the hit off of the block from the Centurions and gets the point. Looks like the Mustangs might be having some more players come out. You can see them warming up over on the sidelines there. I believe that's Victoria Roteman. And she's subbing in right now. There you go. Kiki Raphael stepping out for the Mustangs. I also see Paula Kramer over there. Looks like she's warming up. She might be coming in soon as well. A great serve there, and Centurions just can't handle it. Another point for the Mustangs, 17-12.
I think we might have another sub coming in. Number 4, Paula Kramer.
Yep, here comes Paula Kramer. We can see her warming up on the sideline.
Maria Catalise.
Yeah, Paula's a starter for the Mustangs, but
she's from Chesterbrook, PA, and her major is exercise science and wellness.
Yeah, which is actually housed right here in this building in the Health Sciences Center.
Wow.
So she's probably taking a lot of classes right in the gym area.
And it seems that spike might have been a miscommunication. They might have thought it went out. But
yeah, it was definitely a positional error. Yeah. She was too far up, so when the spike came through, she just wasn't able to get it. Yeah, Paula Kramer actually starts for the Mustangs a lot. She'll play a few points and then go out usually. She gets a great get there, though, that keeps the Mustangs alive in this point. And Julia Kinnick just sends the ball over. It comes off the block, but she's able to recover from that. There goes Miljana Vukoslavovic with a great hit to just kind of reset the play. Bucks can't get a good kill off of that. And now here comes the ball to Vukoslavovic, a positional shot there as she passes it back and goes for another hit off the Centurion block. This time they're able to get it and send it back over the net. Paula Kramer with a dig there. Julia Kunuk over to Miljana Vukoslavovic. Another great hit. Some great defense on this rally. Kunuk tries to play it outside, but she was not ready. Yeah.
I don't think she knew that it was coming.
Yeah, Victoria Roteman, she's she'll sub in. She's not quite there yet with the communication. She doesn't play with the Mustangs enough yet. But as the older she gets and the more she plays with them, the less those mistakes will happen. Yeah.
Here we go.
There goes another hit by Vukoslavovic. Another get by Centurions, but they can't convert it into a set.
It's very hard to be on the floor and know if the ball's going over the net or it's going to stay on your side.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with the spin that these players put on.
Oh, wow.
So really recognizing even before they hit it can be very important. The positioning of their body and where they hit the ball from can sometimes determine how the ball spins and where the ball goes. Centurions send it back over the net. Sam Zornpa there with the dig. Kunuk over to Zornpa again on the outside. Gets a good shot, but not enough to win the point. Comes off the block for the Centurions. Vukoslavovic out to Sam Zornpa. Centurions come back with it. And there's a great positional shot.
I mean, she had them very full, number 2.
Yeah, number 2, Isabel Minschwaner. That was a great shot there, right exactly where you want it. She didn't have a good spike on that ball, so she just dropped it in the perfect position.
Right in there. And the position, the spot, and identifying where the weakness is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Comes off of the net.
Now the Mustangs are up 19-15. So what do you think the Mustangs need to do to close out the set and win the game?
Just be confident and be aggressive. Can't take your foot off the gas at all. This Bucks team is not here to mess around. They're here to win. And you can see that right there as they get another point.
Almost right into the crowd.
Yeah.
Glad there was no injuries.
Yeah. Absolutely. But
here we go, 19-16.
You can see head coach Rob Childs, as we said, he's always coaching. You can see him over there talking to the players, showing them what they did wrong and how they can fix their errors, which is a great thing for a coach. And you'll see a lot of these freshman players come back next year and be even better because he does that.
I do agree with that a lot, because I think as the Mustangs,
here comes another sub in.
Number 10's coming back in.
Megan Stoller.
For number 14, Erica. So as I was saying, it seems that the roster is very deep this year.
Yes.
And the more experience these players get, the more chemistry they develop with
Absolutely.
other teammates.
Yeah. And that'll be big because you've got a few sophomores, like we said, I believe 3 or 4 sophomores on this roster. And so you're going to lose a lot. You're going to lose Vukoslavovic, who is an all-conference player, Sam Zornpa, Leah Tollett. These are some of your leaders. So the younger players like Julia Kunuk, are going to have to step up and fill those roles from those players.
And it seems like another timeout for the Centurions, 22-16 at Montgomery County Community College. And it just seems that the team's having fun right now.
Yeah, they're just having fun, and it's easy to do when you're up 2-0, 22-16 in the third set. A lot of subs in. The girls are cheering for their teammates, of course, which is always nice to see. So it's great. And again, like, when you have such a deep roster like Rob Childs has, he's really worked hard on building that roster. You can have a lot more fun, I feel like, and get a lot more players involved with experience like that.
Just looking at the upcoming schedule for the Mustangs, it seems like they have a pretty interesting game. Looking at the Harrisburg game coming up in a few weeks, what do you think the Mustangs need to do to be able to overcome Harrisburg?
So I think there have been some matches, especially in the playoffs last year, where the Mustangs have been in the match with Harrisburg. Reducing their errors is a big deal. That was the problem in the earlier match this season against Harrisburg. They have to reduce their errors and really just come out with confidence. This Mustang team, we've seen them play their best when they're playing as a favorite. That's not going to be the case against Harrisburg.
And it seems like we might have some some fitness errors.
Yeah, it looks like
on one
the
of
trainer is checking one of the Mustang players right now. I know the ref is over there with them. Looks like the tape might have come loose. So they're back on the court now. Took a little bit more time on the timeout than they thought.
Originally planned, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that Harrisburg game is going to be a crucial matchup. The second Harrisburg game, and then of course I do believe that the Mustangs and the Hawks will see each other in the playoffs
Oh, yeah, definitely.
as well. So that'll be an interesting matchup for sure. Another error. Looks like they hit the net. The Centurions, the Mustangs, get the point. They're now 2 points away from winning the match.
Here at Central Campus at Monaco Spirit Night, the Mustangs seem like they're going to be pulling away from this game.
Yeah, and as we see some more errors from the Centurions, giving the Mustangs basically a free hit here. They are playing some good defense. I will say the Centurions have played great defense the whole night.
Oh, yes. They have. I think maybe the.
And a great hit. And you see Julia Kunik again going for the outside line.
Her name all night with setting people up.
She's a crucial piece of the
A
offense.
lot of, as we call in the basketball, assist in this game.
Yes. So assists are set for volleyball, and you'll see Julia Kunik get a lot of them because, as we said before, she is their setter. The offense really revolves around her, so she'll be the assist leader for the Mustangs tonight.
There we go. This could be the match right
Match
here.
point right there. Julia Kunik with a fake set over the top, and the Centurions can't handle it.
The Mustangs of Montgomery County Community College have won the game against Bucks County Centurions. 25-16, 3-0 was the set.
Yes. Great match tonight by the Mustangs. They really handled the pressure of having this large crowd tonight and used it to their advantage. Stayed on the offense against the Centurions, never let up, and that resulted in a 3-0 win for them.
Right. It seems like the Mustangs are now 6-1.
6-1.
And their whole roster is cheering them on right now. It's time. Really get into it. They're dancing around, and it's a great time. This is a great match with Montgomery County Community College and Bucks County. My name is Donnell Peak, along with my friend Ryan Plummer, my man. Make sure you check out our website. Continue to watch us go ahead and watch the next game.
Yeah,
we'll
check out our live stream and check out our website. Thank you guys, and go Mustangs.
Your arm's probably killing you. Mine's not